Hey everybody, we're back with another WoW Alpha hardcore leveling video, and I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing and liking and everything that you did. We've just reached 200 subscribers, and that's, pretty mind-boggling to me. So anyways, getting into it, this time we're actually buying the lesser healing potions for a silver each. And we're stocking up on some alchemy goods to make more potions with. Again, there's no create all, so we're kind of dealing with that. We have a little funny bug here where we kind of look like we're flying around. I just thought I would include that because, it is an alpha version and there's stuff like that happening all the time. Finally, we find some earth root that's actually called snake root, so we go right back to making more potions with that. We're also visiting the alchemist trainer, but we can't do anything yet. We're gonna have to make more potions until we can advance. I'm just checking out the recipes. There's like an elixir of fortitude and pretty much everything that you would expect to be in the game. Next up, we're gonna tackle the gnolls. We have a quest to get the embalming ichor, I guess that's how you pronounce it, as well as to kill some mongrels, and also the wanted quest outside the town hall, which I actually skipped by accident last time around. I didn't think that would be in the game yet, but it is. So what you'll notice is that we're actually having a much easier time dealing with the mobs right now, because as you remember, last time we actually learned a new rank of Holy Smite, and that's coming in pretty handily. So I'm thinking at this point that probably we're going to be able to deal with Maggot Eye, even though he's 3 levels above us. And we're once again eyeing the talents, just seeing which ones we're going to be picking. I'm still somewhat hesitant to skill into into too much at this point, because I'm still hoping that we're going to get a wand sometime soon, which obviously without being able to skill into enchanting in hardcore alone on a server might be a little bit hard. Since we're about to take on Maggot Eye very shortly here, I do actually get another 2% in holy crit chance. Other than that, I'm not sure if I'm going... No, I'm not going for anything else yet. Still holding out, hoping to get a wand. So we deal with the little guy up front, and it's time to pull Maggot Eye. You might notice that, even though his nameplate and his level is actually yellow, he is 3 levels above us, as mentioned earlier. That is because the different colors, like color palettes for different levels, depending on like how much higher or lower you are than the mob, wasn't in the game yet. So everything is yellow, but that doesn't mean that, we have an equal chance of hitting everything. There's still scaling resistances to the whole thing. We're actually resisting, or he is actually resisting quite a lot here, and we're running out of mana. So even though I'm going to be using a healing potion here, which once again, they don't have too long of a cooldown, I think it's just 10 seconds, we're not going to be able to take this guy down. And since we're playing hardcore, self-imposed once again, we're actually deciding to leg it. And I was a little bit nervous here, but as soon as my Holy World Shield comes up and he has a short leash, we're actually fine. So we're gonna go and murder some bats to get Gretchen her new coat, which is also quite an annoying quest. We're gonna be spending quite a lot of time on that, really. I did cut it down because I want to, make some more progress. You don't have to see me kill every mob, you don't have to see me accept every quest. So I think as we advance further, we're gonna be condensing it down a lot more. Although saying that, who knows, there might be a lot of interesting stuff coming up. Currently, without wanting to spoil you, but currently I'm actually quite a few levels higher than we are in the series. The editing does take a little bit of time, and I am planning on also hitting up the Barrens soon. So I don't know what state they're going to be in. I don't know what it's going to be looking like once we go there. I hope that they're fairly finished and that I can show you guys some nice quests there. But what do you know, So back in the inn, we're trying to buy food and drink from Renee, but she seems to be all sold out. Like I said, there's no innkeepers in the game yet. There's no Hearthstone in the game yet. So there is a lot of running back and forth to be done behind the scenes. We turn in our quests, we get a new quest for the Murlocs, but first we're going to be heading for another batch of Scarlet mobs, and this time we're actually killing a captain on top of things. So captains usually come with at least one guard. Let's just hope that's not going to be a problem. Actually, it won't be, because we have a sleep spell that we probably use, and as you can see here, we wouldn't even have had to use it because they're not linked, but you know, I was quite bummed out about that, so I just wanted to pretend that they were and actually pull the guy right away, even though we could have just attacked the slept mob and, you know, do them one by one. We won't be punished for that, luckily, as he ends up running away quite quickly, and I'm just clicking a healing potion. The reason why I'm clicking here is because I have like 400 MS playing on the server, and whenever I was moshing the keys, it felt like they were somewhat unresponsive. So with the healing potions, I just got into the habit of spam clicking them and hoping that it's gonna work out. So as you can see, we're playing on a alpha private server, and yeah, this mob promptly disappears. There's a little bit of uncertainty whether or not he's gonna come back and if he's gonna come back alone. So I actually cast a renew. It has a casting time on this version of the game, and there she comes. So we just have to walk up and hopefully smack her over the head with our staff, which, yeah, we do. She dies, she disappears in the ground, and here, you know, I had a little bit of a shocker here on my way to Deathguard Linnea, because as you can see, for a second there, maybe my ping was up to 450, and yeah, this happened. So obviously that does not bode well. If you die on a lot of private servers, you're just dead. Like if you die in combat, then your character dies. So I was quite nervous here. Luckily we get in and the thing's actually dead. So I guess the last cast must have gone through and we were fine after all. So we can continue on with our journey. By the way, you never know, you know, there might be some people doubting the veracity of this run or whatever, even though clearly, as you can all see, it's not very hard. So once this is over, once I die, once I reach 25, whichever happens first, I will probably upload the whole VOD, like obviously it's multiple VODs because I'm not doing this in one go, to YouTube for anyone that's interesting, which will be without commentary and probably with game sound enabled, insofar as that I actually have it enabled. I don't always play with game sound on. Actually, most of the time I don't. I play on all mute like a psychopath. I don't know why. I think I really like the in-game music and everything. It's just like I've gotten a little bit sick of it over the years, and there's usually something running on my second monitor, so that's why, yeah, I just have the in-game sound off. We're back to the Murlocs on the north coast, and I will say that, you know, you might even notice it in this footage. Whenever there is water on the screen in the alpha, it's incredibly laggy, choppy. It's I was wondering, like, I think I restarted my computer here twice, because not my computer, I restarted the game twice. I tried to reload the UI as well, but there's no, yeah, just as we turn towards the water, it's going crazy here. There's no real you know, option for that. So yeah, it's just the water. The water is poorly optimized. We're back to Maggot Eye. This time we're level 9, so just 2 levels below him. He's not orange, so to speak, even though he's always yellow. And we can actually hit him this time. Also, we're buffed up with strength and a weak Troll's Blood potion and a stamina buff. So we actually get him down quite easily. A little victory dance for, you know, overcoming obstacles, like previous obstacles. And we're back to the trainer, where we actually learn Inner Fire and Lesser Heal. I skipped Resurrection because I figured, you know, I'm playing hardcore and there's no one on this server anyways, which we'll come to regret in the next episode. A little spoiler there, because there's going to be some team play with a softcore player going on, and we actually go for something a little bit out there and it fails. He dies. I survive, luckily. We're talking to Hindenburg here, you know, well-known Zeppelin operator outside of Undercity, which was just a placeholder NPC for before they had the animations and everything working. He has a quest. If you were to complete it, you would be teleported to Gromgall. The reason why I'm not doing that here is because I'm not actually sure if, you know, I'm going to be able to leave from Gromgall. He's not offering me a ride to Durotar after all, so who knows, I might be stuck in Stranglethorn and then I would most likely fall victim to the beasts there, which would mean the run would be over, so I don't do it. we enter Undercity, and as always when you enter Undercity, we miss the elevator. That's I think a staple of Undercity. I don't know, like, if I've ever made it in there without like probably missing the elevator. I don't think so. Maybe a handful of times out of 100 or more entering the city. We almost missed it a second time because you know, I was sleeping for a second there. And the exit is actually at the same side as where you go in, so I think that's been changed. We check out the bat handler. We can't fly anywhere yet, and there's only half of the Eastern Kingdoms available, so that's not gonna help us. Another Undercity staple, we miss the bridge and we fall straight into the slime, a classic. So let's just check out if the bank actually works. It does. There's no city map. And where the auction house is, or like the auctioneers, obviously there's a lot of slime there and a bridge. So you can see that the layout of Undercity just with Ironforge was vastly different. Some floating waypoints floating in the slime. So I don't know what the idea was there. Maybe they did wanna you know, fill this out and like turn it into a road, but they just didn't. There's a bone equipment merchant here, which sadly doesn't want to talk to us. Made me very sad. I wonder what bone equipment was supposed to be. Was that just like the plate that undeads could wear? I have no idea. Finally, the famed wand vendor, and we see that we can't use one yet. I think starting at level 17 we will be. Interestingly enough, if you just caught the glimpse there, each wand also requires you to be proficient in that school of magic. So since we can do Holy and Shadow, we can only use Holy and Shadow wands, which I find very, very interesting indeed. Also, something that I'm wondering at this point is whether or not we're going to be getting Holy Fire. I actually didn't check. And if we do, is it going to be a Holy or a Fire spell? So we just meet up our local book dealer and, you know, huff up on some books. Actually, it's scrolls of spirit armor. A lot of the other scrolls don't seem to have a functionality yet. This is the only one that you can use. And yeah, it must have been the prototype, you know, for them to figure out how scrolls work or whatever. And we also talked to our local helpful fungus vendor and buy some ice cold milk off him, which I don't see anything wrong with that as long as, you know, you're already dead. So after buying that milk, we meet up with Samantha Shackleton, who seems to be working here with some milk barrel, and we promptly loot that so we wouldn't have had to buy so much. We also find some rotten cheese in a chest. There seems to be a lot of food around here, some more fungus in a barrel, and then we talk to our local fishing supplier to get a rod. If I ever do want to try and see if it works or not, we'll see. I'm not the biggest fan of fishing, though lately I've been doing it a little bit more in Turtle WoW. It's quite handy. I think it's a very, very overpowered profession to have, especially if you're playing solo self-found hardcore. You can find a lot of, you know, pretty valuable stuff in the debris floating around Stranglethorn, for example. It's accessible way below your level, obviously in Booty Bay, for example. So that's pretty nice. And here we're just turning in a quest, and then we're going to be settling in for the night. So this was a rather quick one. At least it felt quite quick recording this. Next time you should expect some group play. And once again, I really hope that you had a great time, and I want to thank all of you so much for tuning in. So with that, I wish you a very pleasant day, and I'll see you around tomorrow. So yeah, take care.